Welcome to Santa's MLS Tech Workshops, where we'll be going over ways on how to better your business. In this tutorial, Romel O'Shea will be going over how to add listings to your ShowingCart and build a tour for your clients.
All right, so now that we've covered individual requests, I'll show you how to build a buyer tour using our ShowingCart tool. So similar to online shopping, where you're adding multiple items to your cart and then checking out as one transaction, you can request showings for multiple listings at the same time as one tour. So to build a ShowingCart tour, we're going to start as a showing agent in Matrix again. So from a spreadsheet view, we can click on that showing time clock button next to one of the listings that we want to start our tour with. Or if we click into the full detail report again, we can click on the schedule a showing link in the listing details. But this time, once we reach this screen, instead of clicking schedule a single showing, we're actually going to click on add to showing cart and save this listing to our shopping cart for later. And we can do this for all the desired listings in Matrix and then add them to any existing buyer tours. So let's go ahead and add a new, and start a new tour by clicking add to showing cart. Then we'll select the date we want our tour to occur, add our buyer's name as a reference, and then click OK. And now that listing that we selected in Matrix, it's now appearing in our showing cart. So this is the screen that we'll use to build the tour, get driving directions, and send a tour list to our buyer. Of course, it doesn't make sense if we only had one listing to show on our tour, so let's add a few more to the list. If you know listings by their listing IDs or numbers, you can enter them in this text box up here. Just separate each of them by a comma, no spaces, and then click go. And that's going to add all those listings to your cart. Another way to add listings will be through Matrix. So from that spreadsheet view, just select those listings that you want to add to your tour by checking them off on the left. Then once you've got them all selected, just click on the showing time button in the bottom speed bar, and that's going to add all those selected listings from that spreadsheet right into your showing cart tour. Also, if you know listings by their address, you can add them in showing cart as well. So to do this, we're going to click Add Listing Stop, search that listing to add by its address. And once you find that correct listing from the results, just click on it. And now that listing will appear in your tour. Additionally, if you wanted to add a non-listing stop, like your office or a coffee shop to meet up with your buyers prior to touring, you can do that by clicking Add Other Stop, then entering the address and a location name or description, and then click Add Stop. So now your office is appearing in the tour and we can move it to the top of the list. But before we rearrange this tour, I actually wanted to show you that there'll be driving directions being created for you, and you can access those turn-by-turn directions by clicking this button right here. This feature is great as it shows you the drive time between each showing stop, and then it's very helpful to factor in when you're selecting those appointment times for your tour. And additionally, if your company or office requires you to record your mileage, you can use the turn-by-turn directions feature to record those numbers for your records. All right, so back to rearranging listings. We can rearrange these listings in any order that we desire. So in this example, I'm actually going to move my office to the top of the list since I actually want to meet with my buyers there first. So I'm going to click on it, slowly drag it to the top of the list. And now my tour is going to start at my office. And you can do this same process with the other listings if you know a good route. But I actually recommend that once you have that first stop set, it acts as an anchor, and you can just click on Smart Route at the bottom of your showing cart, and that's going to utilize our Smart Route feature where the system will calculate the best route for you based on those driving directions. And then once you have that tour route set, the last thing to do is select a start time and end time for each of your appointments. So just click on Pick a Time next to that first listing stop. Select the type of appointment, add a start time, end time, add any notes for the listing agent, and then click Save. And now that you selected that appointment time for the first listing stop, Go ahead and do the same for the remaining. And then all of your appointments, you'll see they're going to line up nicely on the right-hand side. So a really great visual indicator to let you know if any of your appointments, if they're going to be overlapping or not. And then one thing you may notice in this showing cart example is that this listing stop, it's displaying as yellow. So every now and then, there may be a listing agent that's not using showing time to accept any online requests. So this is what the listing stop would appear as to the showing agent when they're planning their buyer's tour. So what's really nice about this feature is that even though the buyer's agent, they can't request a showing online for this listing, they can still use Showing Cart to build a tour with any listings in the market. So from there, they can factor in the listing for planning purposes and then include it in the tour summary that they send off to their buyers. So even though you can't request this listing through the showing time system, the showing agent, you can still get confirmation outside of the system and then manually change the status from this drop-down menu right here. And then that'll remind yourself that you did get this appointment confirmed just outside of the system. And yeah, just like that, similar to online shopping, we're ready to check out. And you can request to show all of these listings at the same time by clicking Send Request at the top. That's going to send a request simultaneously for all these listings. And you can see the appointment status column, it's now updated. So the go and show listings, they were confirmed instantly. Those appointment required listings, they're still waiting for confirmation from the listing agents. And the view instructions only listing, it's already providing a link to view the instructions on how to access. If there's a point when you need to walk away from your tour as you're waiting for the rest of your appointments to be confirmed, you can always return to your buyer tours by clicking on Showing Cart under the Showings tab in the side menu. Then from your Showing Cart calendar, select that tour that you want to view, and that'll bring it back to the Showing Cart screen. So in our example, we can see that all of our requests have been confirmed and we're ready to take our buyer on tour. And we recommend that you provide this info to your buyer as a tour summary, which you can either print out by clicking the printer button at the top or send as an email by clicking on the envelope button. That'll open up this window to compose a message to your buyer and you would click send. And the link in that email that's sent to your buyer, it's going to look similar to this screen. So it'll be all the listings together with the date and time of the tour, your agent information, and then a map of the tour route.